Well, hi everybody. It's Sunday the 21st of December in 2017, and as you can see, it's a snowy day here in Scotland. It's been snowing for about a week, and I'm on kind of the top of the Lomond Hills near the Craigmere car park. I thought I would do a little video about running in the snow. It can be quite difficult, but it can be quite easy as well. The problem is that, you know, the Eskimos have got, I think, somewhere about 40 different names for snow, because you get all sorts of different types. And it's going to be the same when you're running on snow. The way that you run on hard packed snow like I've just come down, and deep snow that I see in the field next to me, is going to be totally different. And if it's a kind of a well-trodden path where the snow's been effectively melted by the foot traffic, but then it's frozen up again, so it gets that nice crunchy way, then that's an entirely different way of running on that surface as well. So let's have a little think about how we can best run on snow. So what we've got here is it's reasonably thick snow, but it's been compacted, and in that case it's going to be much the same as running on light snow. The problem is that when you've got a new fall of snow on top of either, you know, virgin ground or compacted, you just don't know what's underneath. And I think in that case you really have to rely both on the feeling that you get from your feet and the sounds that you're getting through your ears. So if you're hearing a crunching noise, then you know that you're going to have reasonably good grip. The big problem comes when you're running along and it's crunchy, 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 and then suddenly it goes quiet. That it doesn't necessarily mean, but it can mean that you've gone from reasonable grip on snow to just sheet ice. So when you've got snow and it's crunchy, you do have grip. When you go on the ice, that's when the unpredictable happens, and either your feet can go away from underneath you and you'll land on your bum or your back or whatever. Or you just start slithering about and really struggling to keep upright. So that would be my first tip, would be listen to the conditions, your feet as they hit the ground. Can you hear them? If you can hear them, then you should be okay. If it suddenly goes quiet, that's the time to get a little bit concerned. So in that case, you can get accessories that fit onto the sole of your feet. People call them yak tracks because that's the branded name. I don't have official yak tracks, but I have these cheaper alternatives. But they do the same essential job. They cut down through the compacted surface, or they dig into the ice, and you get quite a lot of grip. So these are really useful. They're certainly not essential. I would say of all my running friends, maybe, I don't know, 5% would have something like this in their arsenal. If you do have them, then very, very useful. Okay, what happens if you don't have these? How can you still manage to get a bit of grip and keep running? So let's have a look at that next. So we're on a trail and it's hard packed snow or maybe icy. Our feet tell us that things are a bit slippery, and our ears say there's no sound here. You know that you're on dodgy territory. How do you manage to keep running uphill with the least effort? How do you manage to control your speed as you're going downhill? And that's relatively straightforward. On all trails, the hard packed is going to be in the middle, and at the very edges you'll find some footprints where people have gone onto the edge, but it's not hard packed. So that's where you want to aim for. You can use your body and your weight, so leaning to one side will mean that you drift over to the side. You don't want to have a sudden change in direction, so just work your way over to the edge, get that grip and take control again. If things get too bad, then if there's a big wide area of snow like over here, then head for that as well. That will certainly help you stop, and if nothing else, you can let yourself fall on that and you won't do too much damage. Another way to think about this is, what do I do to stop myself if all goes wrong? And really there you're looking for some kind of physical presence that you can grab hold of, whether it's a small tree or a fence post or a gate post or anything like that. In towns and cities it might just be a case of bump up against the nearest car or a litter bin or something like that. You just want something that you can grab hold of or bump into safely without hurting yourself, but that will stop you. So, one more thing to think about is if you're on snow and it is compacted, that's going to be probably 90% of the snow that you run on will be compacted like this, or it's going to be the crunchy, icy kind of snow. What do you do if you come to a bend? I don't mean a gentle bend, that's not a problem. I'm talking about, I want to have a major change in direction. So you know about centrifugal force or centrifugal force, where as you go around the bend the force wants to take you to the outside. That is your enemy here, because if you're on the dry or on gravel, then your feet are firmly planted on the ground. If you're on ice or hard compacted snow, then you're much more likely to find yourself falling to the outside. So there is really only one answer that I know of for this, and that is to really slow down. When you come to a sharp bend, then really slow down. So associated with that is the problem of you come down a hill and you want to stop. How do you do that on ice or hard compacted ground? And the answer there is that really is very, very difficult. So you need to think in slow motion. You need to think, I need to stop 50 metres from now. So where I would normally just run up to the corner and stop, I need to think about stopping now and slow down gradually. Normally that should work, just burning off your pace, if you like. If, however, you need to do an emergency stop, or you just have to get to a stop as soon as you can, then I think you go back to the tip about finding loose snow on either side. Just head for that. That'll give you the grip. If you're really in an emergency, you have to stop because there's maybe a 200-foot drop ahead of you. Just fall sideways onto the snow. That's probably your best option there. So running through moderate snow, particularly uphill, is going to be really energy sapping. It really is hard work. If you're used to running hills, running a hill on moderate snow is an entirely different idea. Because you're colder and your muscles, they're working much harder, or rather it's much harder for them to work because of the ambient temperature. The other thing, of course, is that you're having to lift your feet up much more and dig into the ground. I've no idea how much extra energy you need to be able to run in that kind of moderate snow compared to on the dry. I haven't found any research that's been able to reveal that, but my best guess would be somewhere about 30 or 40%. Even a shallow hill, if you're running through moderate, is going to be quite taxing. What happens if it's a really deep stuff? Well, again, that's entirely different. Ooh, now that's what I call deep snow. Coming downhill, absolutely momentous fun. Doesn't matter how far your feet dig into the snow. I was up to my knees almost there. Just kept on going and it was fantastic. Much safer than running fast downhill on ordinary surfaces. You fall flat in your face here and you have a good laugh. Going uphill, it's impossible. And the very fact that your feet are digging so far into the snow and you're effectively doing a high knee march, your knees are coming way up high just to clear the top of the snow. Sometimes, in fact, you might find yourself not clearing the snow but trudging through the snow. Nothing you can do about that. You just have to keep going if there isn't an alternative route, of course. Now the place that I'm at here, you can hear kids squeals of delight as they're sledging in the background, so there are paths all around that I could have used. In that case it would be stupid to try and run uphill through the deep stuff, but uphill through the shallows, downhill through the deep, that's the way I look at it. So there we are. That's some tips on how to cope with running in the snow. Obviously, if you're one of these dedicated ultra runners that run up mountains, the conditions that they come across can be totally different, and these don't apply there. But for most of us, 90% of runners, these are the typical conditions that you find running in a snowy day. Obviously, before you come out in the snow, one of the things that you should be doing is to think about how you're going to handle this run. What are you going to do? How are you going to minimise the risk to yourself? And make sure that nothing really significant goes wrong. If we plan for things going wrong, then we can cope with them. Otherwise, we could find ourselves in real trouble. So we'll have a look at that in the follow-up video.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to make sure you get notifications of all new content.